Now,
Wow.
let's say that he was talking about a Jewish person. He'll be labeled anti-Semitic, no coming back.
Right.
You say what Kyrie did was dangerous. James Brown also said that when black people were lynched, it would hurt if people say it wasn't real. So we're playing Struggle Olympics. And again, what like my biggest issue is we're acting like this documentary, and I'm not saying you don't have to agree with everything, but us being Hebrews is untrue.
Right.
And that's what frustrates me, is that we don't truly understand history, that these were black Asiatic people.
Facts.
And for us to have this concept to think that just because I point that out does not make me anti-Semitic. Now, this may be uncomfortable, but this then poses the question, the people who are Jewish, are you truly the people of the book? Now, me posing that question does not say we're going to cause harm to you. But what it does say is that our heritage and our true history has been stripped from our knowledge. There is no mistake that when we start in the school system, it starts from 1619, and we do not go further back. There is no mistake that in the Bible, when you read it, God on his throne is described as a black man. You can go to Daniel chapter 10, verse 6. These are all scriptures. You can go to book Revelations. I can break that down, where Jesus is described as a dark-skinned black man with red, fiery eyes. So if it's in the book, and if people can admit that Jesus was of colors, they don't even want to say black.
Right.
Then how can he be white today? And we have Jewish people today. Again, this isn't an attack on them, but just to show we have historical fact. And by presenting these facts, you can be labeled anti-Semitic, which shows you the power of the Anti-Defamation League. Also,
Facts.
when do we hold Jewish people just accountable as well for their role towards black people's demise? And again, this is uncomfortable, but these are facts. When you look at the vice president of the Confederacy, Confederate States of America, Jewish man. Oh yeah, like people don't want to go there, but let's break down who's the commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, Jewish. Who's the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, Jewish.
Right.
Over 75% of the owners in professional sports, especially in basketball and football, are Jewish. These are uncomfortable but real conversations. Record labels, Jewish. Booking agencies, predominantly Jewish. What did black people mostly say? I need to find me a Jewish Aaron?
Lawyer.
Jewish lawyer. So that shows their impact and their influence. That's not an anti-Semitic statement. That's a fact. But people are unafraid to present these facts. So I say all that to say, they play a pivotal role in controlling our influence and our economics. Once I control your economics in a capitalistic society, I control every aspect of your being. Good people, what's up, what's good, man? We are back with a special edition type of episode, Chilling with Caleb. This is something that we did way back when. We got Aaron behind the scenes filming, of course. Yo, my man's on the mic finally, bro. Man, we've been, chopping it up about making this thing happen. The Cloud Wall, shout out to Devin and Devin's glorified assistant, Sid, for helping out with the Cloud Wall. But all jokes aside, man, thank you to them as well. But tonight, man, we had to pull up before, filming for clients, because it's been a lot of craziness going on. And for people who don't know, Aaron is a genius as well, man. His mind, I feel like more people have to see this. So during this time, Chilling with Caleb, we're just going to be chilling, kicking back for a few minutes, probably 15, 20, 25 minutes max, and just, talking about current events. And this is the best time because Aaron chops it up well, bro. Man says, well, that episode, that'll be just coming out soon. But just a super, super bright brother, man. And right now, during this time, Aaron, as you know, bro, we've been talking about this, man, just ad nauseum about Kyrie Irving. Yay. And just about people not truly understanding what's at play right now. And I think with Kai, that term anti-Semitic is a term that's been thrown around. And, I will just open it up with, I think that it's crazy how with a tweet and resharing a link, bro, to Hebrews to Negroes. This is a doc that's been out for a minute. I remember when it first came out, and just from sharing a link, this is now exploded into a larger conversation at play. And I think from like our perspective, mine's especially too, I've been somewhat pissed off because I don't like how Kai has just been attacked on all fronts as a black man, Asiatic man, Hebrew man, Moorish man, all these different qualifications and things of who we are. And what's crazy to me, bro, is that we don't understand and look deeper, right? So people see the link, people see Hebrews to Negroes, people call it anti-Semitic. But how can it be? And we just gonna go there because we're unafraid, unapologetic. How can it be anti-Semitic when, and I remember Godfrey, he pointed this out, when we just simply look at the facts, right? Black people, you can Google this, have been around, it says, and I think even longer though, in my opinion, 7 million years. Right. It says that the European has been around for only 4,500 years.
Yeah, like I've heard 6,000 too.
Come on, bro. And that's being nice.
Right. That's giving them, yeah.
The pyramids are much older than that, right?
Yeah, facts.
The Hebrew people were there during the time of Kemet, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if we just go by simple math, and also if we're just going by the Bible itself, how did Moses pass as an Egyptian for 40 years if he was a white man?
Good question.
How did Joseph's own brothers in the Bible not even recognize him when he became governor in Egypt?
Yeah, good question.
If he was a white man. And even further, uncomfortable truth, why did Jesus and Mary flee and Jesus spent up to 13 years of his life in Egypt if they were white?
Good question.
So Aaron is somebody who knows about nationality, our Moorish heritage. How did you feel, bro, when you see what's going on with anti-Semitism being thrown around strategically, not by accident? And how do you feel when you see us on TV, our pundits, whether it's Shannon Sharp, who now apologized and said that we were right the whole time and that they're taking it too far?
Right.
Jay Williams at the time was going against Kyrie, and now he apologized and said, whoa, they taking it too far. And he even said that this is buck breaking. How you go from calling him anti-Semitic to now saying, okay, y'all, this is buck breaking. So before I just keep going, how do you feel about everything, man?
Let's see. So you can attack it from you can take it a couple different ways, I think, because, all right, you have just the context, right? And the subject matter. All right, so the religion, anti-Semitism, and all that stuff. But then you have the presentation of everything. So that brings media. And that brings layers of control, contractual things, and things like that, right? So let's leave the subject matter stuff out of it for right now.
Right.
Just look at the media aspect, the talking heads, the figures that, you know, are in the light, have the attention put on them every day and every morning on your favorite shows and all that stuff, right? It's cool. So I think like sometimes it's a knee-jerk reaction and people just automatically do the PC thing, right? It's because they're talking heads and, you know, they got, you know, boundaries of what they can say and things like that, right? So then after you put something out, you get the feedback from the you know, the comments and just the public, right? Then they be like, dang, I didn't really come off that well. Or they be like, you know what? Kind of cooned out, shouldn't have did it. And then, you know, kind of more the real self kicks in, not the talking head aspect of themselves, right? So then they come back, and I'm cool with spinning the block and be like, yo, you know what? I shouldn't have. I was wilding. I gave a wrong take. I shouldn't have did it. And yo, this is the ones and twos for real. I'm cool with that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like Jay Williams and like just people that were like, yo, you know what? Nah, I'm riding with Kyrie because here's the thing, right? Yo, they coon out, right? And then not knowing that, see, the anti-Semitism thing is the buzzword. It's the hot thing right now, right? For like the last, 2 weeks, right? Yep. But yo, those talking heads, they do all this like riffing, you know, they hopping on one side, and it could just be them next month that say something. They're like, oh, this is like the buzzword now, and I said it, and now I'm on the chopping block. So it's like they better be on the right side of history because, you know, like say they get fired. And then like you just amongst your people now, and they be like, "Oh, yo, like don't come to the community for support because you was on stage cooning." You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
So yeah, it's time to just be right and exact with everybody. And so there's a bigger picture, just being in tune and whatever being in tune means. You know what I'm saying? Forgetting all the programming, forgetting all the old regimes and the old systems that was running everything. Bigger picture has been a reset. Everybody saw it's a reset. 2020 reset. 2020 vision, hindsight thing, clear vision.
Yep.
It's been a reset. Whole pandemic thing. Changed up the money systems. Got new currencies, cryptocurrency. Like, it's reset on a lot of things. I was always thinking, gotta go. Our parents or grandparents working 40 hours a day, 40 weeks for one company, getting the benefits, relying on the Social Security. That's done. You know what I'm saying? Just like conventional ways of doing things, it's done. We have to question or revisit concepts and see if they hold weight now. You know what I'm saying? And if not, just destroy and rebuild, save what does hold up and X-nay on what doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like simple stuff, but it like simple things don't always translate to critical mass like that, right? So with that being said, yeah, a lot of people aren't feeling just like like they just don't work, or they're not holding up because you have older portions of the population that are older and you have newer populations that do things new ways and they have different perspectives and they're going to have different outcomes. Yeah. So take a young boy like Kyrie. Hey, yo, like his spirit isn't allowing him to be handled like that. That's the way I see it. It's just spirit. So like you see him when he's like doing his lives, you're just like, yo, man, like
it don't sit right.
It don't sit right. Yeah. So like I can't, like just because I posted a link, it don't mean I agree with every single word, every single paragraph, every single phrase. I mean, like, yo, some I rock with it. It's just like in any documentary or any movie, like I don't agree with everything.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like who agrees with everything? Absolutes don't really rock like that. So with that being said, it's just like, yo, yeah, man. And so, all right, cool. So he's just being real with himself because he's in tune. You know what I'm saying? So he's in tune with what he's in tune with. And hey, man, he didn't like, sometimes standard procedure is just like, all right, you just throw an apology out there so you can just get on with your life. Cool. You don't gotta mean it. Like it's so control things. Sometimes you do it. It's just standard operating procedure at this time. They have like, okay, you did this, apology, donation, suspension, you sit out, a little smack on the wrist, and then you go back, fall in line, and then you'll get paid, make the playoffs, win a championship maybe, and everybody then like forgets. Everybody forgets, and then there'll be something else in the cycle next week, right? But he's not for that though. He's like, that's the old way of doing things. That's the norm. That's what y'all expecting me to do. And so I do know what this is about. I mean, they still trying to get him from not getting a jab.
That's what I say.
And so, like, they might feel like they missed out on a championship, they missed out on money, they missed out on attendance from road games last year. And
they got to get that bread back.
They try to get their look back, you know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of that. Now, the other people, the talking heads, they, so here's the thing. So when you have an ear or when you have attention, right, you're in the public. So you have a microphone. So the microphone gives you access to people. That's it. Right? You know what I'm saying? So you can sway the thoughts.
That's it.
And in any society, that's a similar position of power. I mean, it is a position of power, right? So, the powers that be, whatever. There's narratives control, there's marketing involved, there's marketing dollars involved, there's deals, there's sponsors, a whole bunch of things. Talking to a diverse, audience of people. And so, therefore, you got to be monitored, you got to be watched and all that stuff, right? So, people's jobs be on the line. They can get, slacks on the wrist, suspensions, things like that, have to pay fines. You got SEC regulations and stuff like that for the airwaves and things like that, federal stuff like that. So you got all all those things are involved too, whatever. But it's a new energy.
Man.
It's like dudes ain't trying to bow no more. Dudes ain't trying to
Come on.
Dudes ain't trying to like just compromise themselves no more because we always be getting the short end of the stick. Everybody know that, but I like to my knowledge, it's like everything revolves around us playing just like shutting up and dribbling.
Come on.
Or us like just being a lower class or undesirable class in the U.S., right? Especially in the U.S. Like the whole thing's made of us being the desirable class.
America's biggest export.
Biggest export, you know what I'm saying, as far as the entertainment goes. So with that being said, you know, like we just, our spirit we're not having it anymore. And it's I think it's like an overwhelming kind of consensus, you know, but not everybody sees this the same way though. That's the caveat though. Because you still have people that's like, oh, he's disrupting, he's just trying to get attention. Why doesn't he just shut up and dribble?
These are good white people, Kyrie.
Exactly. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
what they're saying.
But for the most part. So I mean, I don't know if like I'm in line with everything or everybody's like keeping up with what I'm saying or whatever. I'm all over the place or I'm sorry or whatever. Yeah, that's what's up. But like, yeah, so that's like not even the subject matter was talking about. That's kind of like the media aspect and the control mechanisms, like as far as I see it. And that's, you know, he's breaking the mold. You know what I'm saying? He's not just shutting up and dribbling. And that's what they want him to do. You know what I'm saying? You have, and with this, you have people that systems been putting money into, so they're going to hold their position because they're not trying to compromise what they're doing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I saw Candace Owens. She did a piece. Finally talked about her opinions on what's going on with Kanye, the whole Kanye thing.
I'm interested in hearing.
And she was like, basically, she said, you know, when she talked to him, like, kind of the first thing he said was like, "Yo, I'm finally free." And so it's all perception, like. Everybody's like, that's what you get. That's why.
You have all those contracts no more.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he was doing this stuff for. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people on record that jumped out the window with their condemning of him and that's what you get. And he's crazy, all that narrative and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. But then another thing too, it's like some people just don't care. Like it doesn't matter how much like you're in tune with like a story that you are, like you see every post, you see everybody's commentary on it. You know, like every little detail what's going on and like what the hot item is in the news cycle. There's some people that just don't care or just not in tune or have no idea. There's some people that probably don't even know what's going on. There's some people that don't even know who Kanye is. Like there's people out there.
People have to understand.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. So, like, this is the hot topic. If you're one of the cool kids, you know, you're in tune with everything. But then there's people with certain age that have no, like, who's this guy I see? Who's him? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Aaron, y'all, hopefully y'all can see this is what I've been talking about. Like, Aaron has always been like this, bro, since day one. And, man, I think that perception is so important. And that's, like, one of the biggest things. And I think too, bro, that it's sad, right? That us as a people, we can't understand our own greatness sometimes, right? And Aaron, everything that you said, it was on point. So don't even feel that way because all of that segues perfectly because we will jump on each other, right? I saw, I think James Brown on CBS, he's a like CBS football sportscaster, but he was basically saying that that what Kyrie did has Jewish people under attack and that this is so dangerous. So it was like, pause. So we say that this is dangerous, but last time I checked, when Richie Incognito played for the Miami Dolphins, I think we had him on tape. They had him on tape calling his teammates nigger, whole nine. Then he gets signed by the Raiders like a year later, and they say he's the ideal teammate. Now, let's say that he was talking about a Jewish person. He'll be labeled anti-Semitic, no coming back.
Right.
You say what Kyrie did was dangerous. James Brown also said that when black people were lynched, it would hurt if people say it wasn't real. So we're playing Struggle Olympics. And again, what like my biggest issue is, we're acting like this documentary, and I'm not saying you don't have to agree with everything, but us being Hebrews is untrue.
Right.
And that's what frustrates me, is that we don't truly understand history, that these were Black Asiatic people.
Facts.
And for us to have this concept to think that just because I point that out does not make me anti-Semitic. Now, this may be uncomfortable, but this then poses the question, the people who are Jewish, are you truly the people of the book? Now, me posing that question does not say we're going to cause harm to you. But what it does say is that our heritage and our true history has been stripped from our knowledge. There is no mistake that when we start in the school system, it starts from 1619, and we do not go further back. There is no mistake that in the Bible, when you read it, God on his throne is described as a Black man. You can go to Daniel chapter 10, verse 6. These are all scriptures. You can go to the book Revelations. I can break that down, where Jesus is described as a dark-skinned Black man with red, fiery eyes. So if it's in the book, and if people can admit that Jesus was of colors, they don't even want to say Black, then how can he be white today? And we have Jewish people today. Again, this isn't an attack on them, but just to show we have historical fact. And by presenting these facts, you can be labeled anti-Semitic, which shows you the power of the Anti-Defamation League. Also,
facts.
When do we hold Jewish people just accountable as well for their role towards Black people's demise? And again, this is uncomfortable, but these are facts. When you look at the vice president of the Confederacy, Confederate States of America, Jewish man. Oh yeah, like people don't want to go there, but let's break down who's the commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, Jewish. Who's the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, Jewish. Over 75% of the owners in professional sports, especially in basketball and football, are Jewish. These are uncomfortable but real conversations. Record labels, Jewish. Booking agencies, predominantly Jewish. What did Black people mostly say? I need to find me a Jewish Aaron?
Lawyer.
So that shows their impact and their influence. That's not an anti-Semitic statement. That's a fact. But people are unafraid to present these facts. So I say all that to say, they play a pivotal role in controlling our influence and our economics. Once I control your economics in a capitalistic society, I control every aspect of your being. And you see that with Kyrie. I have to pay $500,000. I have to do this. I have to do that. Buck breaking. You saw the same thing happen to Nick Cannon. And you have to comply only if you want your money back and you want your influence back. And here's the thing. I can make you comply if I control these things.
I thought extortion was illegal.
Ooh. Yo, Sid, bro, she got to get BTS of this, bro. Because we going in. Aaron, talk about it, bro, because you were just talking about, and I already know on time, bro, because we doing excellent. Because I think we still got 10 minutes, but extortion, right? You was talking about Jay Prince, things like that. Now, we don't even have to, of course, talk about him, but let's talk about this is extortion happening in real time to Kyrie and Ye. Please break that down.
Well, first, let me start with this, right? All right, Semitic, Oxford Dictionary. All right, number 1, relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroups of Afro-Asiatic family. Then number 2, relating to the peoples who speak Semitic languages, especially Hebrew and Arabic. So, like, how did Jewish people just get a monopoly on Semitic? Like, why does that automatically go back to Jewish people? I mean, it's a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? And says includes Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenicians. Stop. So Phoenicians,
the navigators of the sea.
Come on, that's Hannibal. That's Helgebar. That's Hamilcar.
Jezebel in the Bible as well, y'all.
And then Phoenicians, so the Cushites go to the Phoenicians. Phoenicians go to the Moors.
Carthage.
Moors to us.
Yeah.
So that's the Semitic line right there.
Down.
That's easy, just off of definition.
Hey, say it again. That's easy, right?
That's super breakdown. I mean, that's a Google.
That's y'all. So you can't call that anti-Semitic.
you can't call it anti-Semitic if you're pro yourself and you're Semitic. I don't know. It's just some easy stuff. But that's the thing. What we're talking about now, it's not even the issue. The issue is control. There's systems put in place, tradition, right? On certain aspects when you got the leverage. And the leverage and the systems work so long that, and it's made so much money and it's so successful in putting a product out there and it just is such a good system of control. It's like, yo, shut up and dribble. Like, you're being a disruptor. You don't like disruptors. Over the course of history, disruptors get disrupted themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, to them, it's just like, yo, what? Yo, we're going to do something else to make you bow. And he's just not doing it. So he's being disruptive. And so it's just like, so then there's the public, ritualistic humiliation going on, and which usually works. You know what I'm saying? And so we just seeing like just two recent situations with and Kyrie. It's not working. But I think it's a good thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people with their money, with their position, their status, the success in their career, the most successful people, they wouldn't take a stand like this. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different from the, I think it's a little different from the Kaepernick situation. Yeah. I think it's a little different. I think it's different. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just different. But it's going against that tradition. You know what I'm saying? And I think the truth is out there, but it's like, sometimes you have situations where the truth doesn't matter. Like, you could be right all you want, or do you want to win, or do you just want to be right? Or sometimes it's like, so we can break everything down to the very last compound and be right. Be the truth. We're truth tellers, truth seekers, of course. But what does it do? Are we still going to be controlled as the next person that says something that's pro them and being seen as anti somebody else? And is the same thing going to happen to them? Are they going to just shut up and dribble? Or are they going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, being right is cool, but it's not always, it's just not always what matters and what counts. You know what I'm saying? So we're kind of seeing it right now. And so everything that Ye was getting off about, like this person, they just happen to be Jewish or whatever, but the Jewish media, the Jewish life is just really showing them. They just the power, proving the power of them and what's going on. Like, you don't have to have 3 eyes to see that. You know what I'm saying? But
talk about it, bro. And see, here's the thing, man. Like, in closing, bro, it's just, we have to understand, right? So when people hear about buck breaking refers to during times of, our enslavement, where you would see the biggest man on the plantation either be raped, castrated in front of everybody, right? Beaten. And that sets the tone, because if they can do this to the strongest man, then what are they going to do to me? And that correlates to now where you see the highest Black person in position being castrated publicly, being humiliated, being discredited publicly. And that sets the tone. If they do this to Kyrie, then what can they do to me? And see, that's our problem. And what we have to truly understand is there is, of course, a fine line, like what you said, between is it worth being right? Is it worth all this trouble? But at the same time, we have to set a precedent. And again, that's knowing that balance of being able to freely state who we are. Because why is it so dangerous for us to talk about our heritage, whether it's as Moors or as Hebrews, of people of the Bible and of people of the Quran?
Because we're going to disrupt the status quo, because it's built off of us not knowing that. That's the whole point right there. You see what I'm saying? And so, but it's good that you hear, you see Nick Cannon, you hear Jason Williams, you hear people popping up and just be like, nah, that's whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope. It's dope to me.
See too, right?
So very hypocritical.
Here's the thing. Let's take it a step further, right? Dang, this is good. Y'all, we're going to make these last 5 minutes amazing for you. Think about this, Aaron. Amazon Prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Owned by Bezos.
Right.
Why isn't Jeff Bezos anti-Semitic? If it's been available on Amazon Prime, it's number one on Amazon. Bezos is making money, still profiting off of something that's so anti-Semitic and something that's so dangerous.
Right.
He's still profiting off of that thing right now. My next point is about the Jewish community. The same with just every community that comes inside of our hoods, whether it's the Asians, the Arabs, anybody. If you come and if you profit off of Black talent and off of Black labor and off of Black wealth, and you create your own wealth and you create your own cornerstone of your economy off of us, and if you don't give that back, like what you said, through foundations, and don't say the NAACP. Somebody texted me that.
Right.
Bro, Black people did not start the ADL.
Nah.
So the fact that Jewish people started the NAACP speaks to the privilege. And I'm not saying of all Jewish people. I'm saying of the elite that control things such as the media. I'm not saying all Jewish people.
They benefit.
But that speaks from them benefiting just like white people from our talents. Another point of privilege is that people don't talk about is that Jewish people, and this is, again, a very uncomfortable truth, and not all Jewish people, but you have the ability to assimilate into white culture and to be classified as white. And a lot of people wouldn't even know who you are until you tell them.
Facts.
Black people do not have that privilege.
Right.
Another point is, as well, is that, again, we don't even control our own sports teams. We don't control our own sports leagues. We don't have the same power as the ADL. We don't have the same power as a lot of wealthy Jewish people. This isn't an anti-Semitic statement. This is a fact. But a lot of these entities are making their money off of Black talent, whether it's in music, whether it's in sports, whether it's in entertainment and media. These are the 4 or 5 most powerful categories in systems that control Black lives. If you name the most prominent Black people that you know that come to mind, it's either off of entertainment or sports, right?
Yeah.
But the people that are up top aren't people that look like us.
Very true.
So we have to control our own powernomics, in the word of the great Dr. Claude Anderson. And again, we cannot be unafraid to point out our heritage, whether it's in the Quran or in the Bible, of who we truly are as a people. And I don't think that that makes us anti-Semitic. And I think that we do, honestly, being just straight up, have to grow up here and just stand on our own 10, stand on your square, and know, again, that these are all historical facts. Homer, a Greek historian, philosopher, said that the people of Kush and of Kemet were dark-skinned people who had kinky curly hair.
Bomb.
So he was physically there and told you what they look like. So if they look like that, and if the people in the Bible went to Kemet, lived in Kemet, passed as Egyptians, that then tells you that they were also Black, and they're described as Black in the Bible as well. Another point, Paul in the Bible was mistaken to be an Egyptian. So if he was mistaken as an Egyptian in the Bible, and we just broke down how they were Black people, that's all you need to know right there. We already talked about Jesus. We already, Solomon, he described himself as Black and handsome in the Bible. So these are all facts right there. So I just encourage everybody just to open up your books, just read, and just know that it's not anti-Semitic to point out your heritage and to know that you are the people that you study and that you read about. That's a powerful thing, and it changes the status quo. And that's what infuriates them. Now, I'm not saying go out and harm Jewish people. I'm not saying hate Jewish people. None of that. All that I'm saying is analyze what's going on, analyze the powers that be, and know that none of this is by happenstance. All of these things are strategic, and it's not anti-Semitic to point those things out. But in closing, how do you feel, Aaron, before we bounce?
Man, I feel good about it. You know, this stuff is nothing new. It's just happening this season in the cycle, which is good because, you know, people need to see it and know that it exists, because there's hidden hands everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing like an exposing of a hidden hand. You know what I'm saying? It's a big hidden hand, but there's bigger hidden hands than the hidden hand that's being revealed right now. So, I mean, it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It, like I said, it's been happening, especially in entertainment. Like we've all heard about like just going back to blues artists, jazz artists, you know, early 80s. Booking agents, getting on promoters, you know, janky promoters, janky booking agents, and the contract issues, you know. Just gotta, Hey, man, you know, reading and learning what words mean isn't a bad thing, people. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking to you.
Hey, you know, contracts are important. Paperwork runs the world. Like, if you need a car, you got to sign paperwork. If you want a house, rent or own, you need paperwork. If you want to get a loan, you need paperwork. To get a debit card, to get a credit card, to get paperwork runs the world, all the systems. You know what I'm saying? And paperwork has words on it. Words mean things. And that's what's going to bind you, and that's what's going to free you. Just one gem real quick before we bounce. If you look in the legal dictionary, the word liberation, the definition of the word liberation in the law dictionary means termination of contracts.
Boom.
I digress.
Yo, Aaron, he bodied that. Chilling with Caleb. We back. That was a great episode, man. We appreciate Aaron. And last point before we leave, you see mascots like the Ole Miss Fighting Rebels, Confederate Rebels, Robert E. Lee sideline, mascot, Old Dixie Lee fight song, but you don't see a Nazi college football team, and they don't call that heritage. I just want for you just to let that gem just sit with you for a second. So we appreciate y'all tapping in. We'll have another part of this, but man, thank y'all. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Kush Inn Heights, shout out to y'all. Black-owned brand, tap in with them. Shout out to Aaron as well, always killing it.
Move the mic so they can see it.
Oh, yeah. Kush Inn Heights right here. Move that out your way. Tap in. Make sure to follow them, show love. But man, we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Again, stand on your square. We're not anti-Semitic, no hate against Jewish people. We just want to present the facts, and you understand who you are as Black people and stand on that as original people and know your history and always be proud of that and never be apologetic about who you are, even when they try to call it anti-Semitic. We'll see y'all soon. Open up your Bibles, your Qurans, your good books, and just read, research. And again, like what Aaron did, just Google. See y'all soon. Peace. Much love.
Wow.